98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com presents the Mid-Columbia Today Show with Mark Bailey. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive. Now, here's Mark Bailey.
Good morning. It's 8:05 on a Thursday morning, the 6th of August. I'm Mark Bailey. Cameron Eisenberg is producing this morning. We thank you for joining us on MCT. First part of the show, Kerry Lauristen's here from Mid-Columbia Car Club. Cruise the Gorge is this weekend in the Dalles. The cruise tomorrow evening in downtown the Dalles. And on Saturday, the big show up at Cirrhosis Park. We'll talk about all they've got going on. Second half of the show, kind of a Wasco County theme today. Leah Lowe from Wasco County 4-H is scheduled to be with us because the Wasco County Fair is next week. The big livestock auction, of course, for the kids, coming up on the 15th of August, Saturday of that fair. So we'll talk all about what's going on with that with Leah in the second half of the program this morning. Don't have anything new in the last few minutes as far as any notifications on the grasshopper fire, etc. We'll keep an eye on it as we're doing the show here in this next hour. Air quality numbers, actually, I'll go through that real quick for everybody here. If you're just joining us, they went back up again overnight after they had dropped somewhat during the course of Wednesday evening. But now we're looking at numbers. They're kind of across the board in the lower Hood River Valley. But they range pretty much from the 200 mark to the 600 mark, depending on where you are. Mid-Valley is ranging from 320 to 758. Upper Valley is in four figures on the air quality index. We will see what happens with that later on. Now, what's interesting, of course, is in the government Camp Welch's area, it's more along the lines we're seeing in the Stevenson area and the Dalles area, where it's in the 180 to 200 area. Actually, government camps just went up to 220, which shows you how the wind pattern is still blowing some stuff toward us. But again, a lot of this isn't from the grasshopper fire. A lot of it, we were told the other day by an air quality specialist on the grasshopper fire, a lot of the smoke, because the east winds, where it's coming from southern British Columbia, it's coming from eastern Washington and eastern Oregon. That's why the west winds starting to pick up will be very important in getting our air cleared out in this area. So we'll continue to watch all this very carefully, but what we'll now do is go back to what we usually do, which is tell you about what this day has meant and what it means, at least to some people. This day in 1806, Emperor Francis II abdicated, marking the end of the Holy Roman Empire after nearly 1,000 years. 1926, Gertrude Ederle became the first woman to swim across the English Channel. 1942, Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands became the first reigning queen to address a joint session of Congress, telling lawmakers that despite Nazi occupation, her people's motto remained, no surrender. 1945, during World War II, the U.S. B-29 superfortress Enola Gay dropped an atomic bomb codenamed Little Boy on Hiroshima, Japan, resulting in an estimated 140,000 deaths. 1962, Jamaica gained independence from the UK after 300 years of British rule. 1965, President Lyndon B. Johnson signed the Voting Rights Act, prohibiting racial discrimination in voting. 1991, the World Wide Web made its public debut as a means of accessing web pages over the internet. And in 2011, insurgents shot down a military helicopter, a U.S. military helicopter, fighting in eastern Afghanistan, killing 30 Americans, most of them belonging to the same elite Navy commando unit that had slain Osama bin Laden. 7 Afghan commandos also died. Our days today. It is Farm Worker Appreciation Day, and that comes at a pretty good time here because we got a lot of folks out there doing harvest right now in obviously not the best of conditions. It is National Fresh Breath Day today. I'm sure some toothpaste or mouthwash company came up with this, by the way. Not sure you should engage in this. It's National Gossip Day today for some reason. Not sure why. And finally, and this is a nice thing to do, be barefoot in the yard, it's Wiggle Your Toes Day. Which, according to this, has health benefits. I'm not sure what the benefits were, but I could just the joy of it all. Our food and drink today, first of all, is National IPA Day today. So as we like to tell you, celebrate responsibly. And I could have left everything else out. It's National Root Beer Float Day today. That sounds good on a warm day, a good root beer float. from the location of your choice where they make them, or you can make one yourself. Probably better if you make it yourself, actually. But there you go, for what it's worth. May not be a whole lot, but I think root beer float is worth a whole lot. It is 8:10 in the morning. When we come back, we'll talk Cruise the Gorge right after this.
Hello, I'm Hood River Mayor Paul Blackburn. Over the past months, Hood River City Council has spent a lot of time listening to our community. We've reviewed survey results, hosted public meetings, and considered options to address two important community needs: an outdated police facility and housing affordability. After all that work and public input, City Council has referred 2 bond measures this November. In the months ahead, you'll hear more about each measure and what's included. We encourage everyone to stay informed, learn the facts, and be part of the conversation.
Michelle here from Hood River Supply, your locally owned co-op since 1949. We couldn't have done it without you. That's why we're celebrating our amazing customers this weekend. Join us this Friday in Hood River and Saturday in Odell from 11 to 2 for Customer Appreciation Day. Enjoy free hamburgers and hot dogs, live music from Willie and Nelson and Ted Horwitz, plus fun giveaways. Come celebrate 77 years of community service and hometown pride. Hood River Supply, rooted in the gorge, powered by you.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
We're back at 8:12 in the morning on MCT, or if you're listening to the podcast, whenever you are listening, you can download us, of course, wherever you get your podcasts every day. And we're happy to have with us Kerry Lauristen from the Mid-Columbia Car Club. Good morning, Kerry.
Good morning, Mark. How you doing this morning?
Now, you were telling me you were last interviewed in this building 60 years ago.
Yeah. My senior year of high school, John Cadino, we had the captain of the football team would come down, and it was fun. John was a good guy, and we had a good time.
Okay, I'll get to the cruise here in just a second. Was it Hood River or Y East? Because
Y East.
Yeah, that time.
Yeah. No, it wasn't Hood River. No, it was Y East.
See, now we just have one big school.
I know. Back in the day, we had 2 schools. Yeah, they were both good schools. I had a lot of friends in Hood River.
Okay, so you were at Y East.
I was. Yes, I was.
Y East.
Yes, sir.
Well, anyway, Cruise the Gorge. How long has it been going on now? It's been going on for a long time.
33rd annual event, and boy, are we looking forward to it. It's going to be a good one this year. We had just 400 cars last year. I'm not sure how that's going to be this year. I know we've got a lot of pre-registrations already in, close to 150, and so Friday night we'll start with the registration up at Burgerville at 4 o'clock, and then we'll be set up there ready to go. Of course, the cruise around the Dalles is going to be a big thing this year too. So come out and join us there. It's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of cars. Going to be smoky, but we can get through it.
I'll note that we'll have car music playing on our 93.5 KCFM during the 6 to 9 time period during that cruise.
Good deal.
So
good
people
deal.
can, with some old commercials thrown in too.
Sounds good.
Got to throw some old fun stuff in along with it.
Well, yeah.
Classic cars. I mean, what qualifies as classic today?
Well, that's a good question. I would say anything that's 40 years or older, 50 years or older, but a lot of people are coming in. We see some of the newer cars coming around. The younger folks are into the we call them rice burners, but to have a better term, the Subarus and Hondas and things like that young folks like. But the older folks, the older fellas like me, we like the old Chevys and Fords and Studebakers, Dodges, you name it, we've got them. So.
Well, I guess I asked that because I'm assuming now that I'm getting old, it's probably the cars of my youth in the '80s would be, quote, classic.
Yeah. There's a few of those around. We most of the guys that we have are the 60s, early 70s, and then later on 50s, 40s, 30s.
Is there just something about that era, kind of pre-mid-70s.
It is. We just love those cars. We grew up with them, and back in our day, you could buy one for $25 and fix it up and drive it for a year or whatever, and then if it broke down, that's all right. You'd go buy another one for $50. So nowadays, they're a little more expensive.
Last I checked, with most of these cars that are coming to this, they're not available for $25 or $50.
No, sir. The prices have went up substantially. But you know what? It's once you get into it, it's just it's fun. We have we have a good time there at Mid-Columbia Car Club, and we if anybody wants to come join us, please do. We have a good time there. We have a good group of folks, and our Columbia Gorge crew every year gets together. It takes almost all year to get this thing together. And we do a lot of work in the community also for our car club does. And we just enjoy it. We enjoy working on the cars and enjoy being around each other. And it's a good time.
Now, the cruise itself, this is what's called an open cruise, isn't it?
Yes.
Which means there's no registration. There's no real...
Yes, you don't. Yes,
it's just happening.
Absolutely, you don't have to register to come up and cruise on Friday night. And we tried to get the lights turned to full yellow to where we could just keep going around and around. But the city said no, that's not something they'd like to do. So it will be stop and go. So just be careful out there when you're cruising, and be aware of the person in front of you and behind you, and the people on the streets, and no burnouts, nothing like that. We want to have a good time.
Oh, yeah, we know what happened about 10 years ago or so.
Yeah, just 3 or 4 years ago.
Just isn't that short a time?
Yeah, it was.
I guess I pushed it back in my brain.
Yeah, no, it was that was a bad one. But, we the last few years have been just fantastic. And we have, like I said, the registration will be set up there at Burgerville, and we'll be selling T-shirts and hats. And so come and get your registration. Or if you haven't already registered, come by and register, and we'll get you going on this and get you up there for Saturday at Cirrhosis Park.
So the agenda Saturday, the show in the shade up at Cirrhosis Park.
Yes, sir.
Is it still the show in the shade after all the trees?
It is. No, there's lots of shade up there. No, that was a shame to lose all those pine trees up there. But there's a lot of shade, so it's really a good spot for a car show. And we're going to have a lot of vendors. We've got, if you need cold water, we'll have cold water at the main building up there for anybody that's coming up there. So that's all free, of course. And so come on up and join us there if you're just a spectator. We got good food, and we'll have music probably and playing.
So you mentioned registration for those. I mean, it's really open to anybody, isn't it?
Absolutely. If you want to bring any car you got, if you want to come and register and get in the show, come on up and register it. You betcha.
What makes a good show car? I know there's, for some people, there's difference between maybe the old car they like to tour around in and the old car they show.
Well, I tell you, the good show, to me, a good show car, these guys that build these cars, a lot of them are artists. They really are. They've taken cars and done new fenders, new bumpers, new this, that, and turned them into really a work of art, and those turn into really nice show cars. But I've got a '65 Chevy pickup C20, and nice truck, and but it's it's not it's a show truck, but it wasn't artistically done, like I would like to say, by somebody that was a true artist in the community.
I'd be interested to know. I mean, is it to keep these vehicles running? Is it difficult to find parts and things?
Sometimes, yes, that can be a problem. But there is a lot of aftermarket part companies out there that get. Have parts, and you can get these things. And then, like I said, there's a lot of guys that will fabricate parts for you. They got these English wheels and other things that these folks use in these body shops now. So it's really quite the show to watch these guys do that. Yeah.
So with that also, I mean, do you have to do anything to fuel the cars? Let's face it, 50s, 60s cars are drove on a whole different style of fuel.
Well, some of the cars do run a higher octane gasoline. But most of them just run on regular on regular fuel.
I didn't know if the lead removal.
That's it hasn't really. Most of them run on regular gas.
Okay.
And we don't. If you want to put in premium, that's up to you. If you have higher horsepower rigs, they run on premium, and sometimes even the higher dollar gas than that. But most of us run premium. But a lot of guys just run regular, and they run fine.
Okay. You mentioned you have a Chevy pickup.
Yes.
How many cars do you have?
Right now,
in the classic, not necessarily what you got in your driveway.
Just two.
Two. Okay.
Yeah,
What's the other one?
1984 Chevy Stepside.
Okay, so this gets to quote my era, unquote. I've been 18 years old.
Yeah.
So, why that car?
That's a good question. Well, a car nut, when he sees a rig that he really wants, he goes after it.
Okay.
And so a buddy of mine had this car sitting up at his house and wanted to sell it, and I said, what do you want for it? And then the story began.
Okay.
And of course, it just takes money.
Money, that's all.
It takes time, and it takes mechanics. I had Chuck Walston paint my truck for me. He did a real nice job. Chuck does a good job here in the valley, and his crew out there, Shooter and everybody. But we've got a lot of guys. Paul Cummings down here does a good job on working on rigs, and so we got a lot of guys in the valley that work on rigs.
What tends to be popular? Well, I mean, is there a particular type of vehicle that?
Well, the right now the real popular ones are the Broncos, the Blazers, and of course the Tri-5s, the 55 Chevy, 56, 57. Chris Roberts in our club has a really nice 55, and there's some other guys got nice rigs too. But the Tri-5s are always, you see a lot of them at the shows. That's and I love those because I had those when I was a kid, and you still you never lose that love for those cars. It's just really a lot of fun. It's good to see them and good to visit with the folks that build them, and we have a good time.
I imagine it depends on who you are as far as you find the people. I imagine you have some folks who have the monies to go find these cars and buy them pretty much as is.
Yes.
And then I imagine you have some out there, maybe many, because I find most of the people, and it's my dad's in this, a lot of his cars he bought on his own, but he also had a few he kind of rebuilt and did on his own.
Oh, yeah, you bet.
I take it you have a mixture.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you got some guys that are really good at working on their own. A lot of the old fellas in our club, they have done their own cars, and they've done them for years, and they know them like the back of their hand. So it's fun to talk with those guys because they really have got a knowledge of cars that's beyond belief. Yeah, it's really fun.
So how far out do people come for this? I mean, they come in from throughout the region?
Yeah, they come from, I can't really tell you how for distances. We get guys down from, up towards Seattle, and that way people come down. We get guys up out of Yakima and the Tri-Cities up there. They come down, and so we've got them coming from a couple 100 miles away, I'm not sure what the furthest anybody's come for the show, but yeah, we've got them coming. Of course, we go to a lot of car shows. A lot of us guys do.
Well, there's probably a circuit around the Northwest.
Oh, there is. Yeah, if you want a car show, there's one every week, 2, 3, 4 every weekend. Yeah.
Well, I think there's also the Dufur Threshing Bee, I think Sunday.
Yes. Dufur's always a good car show. They usually get 100 cars or so up there, and that's going to be a good one this year on Sunday. So if you want to join us up there, please do so. So it'll it's the same every year. We have the Friday night cruise, Saturday night Cirrhosis Park, and then Sunday out at Dufur.
So again, for those who would like to take part in this, first of all, the cruise is open. People can just go to the Dalles and take the loop around downtown.
Yes, just come and watch.
Or you do get a lot of people who just stand outside.
The streets are lined with people. They love these old cars.
It's a parade.
It is.
In many ways.
It's good times.
Yeah, just have to follow the traffic rules.
Yes, sir. Yeah, be safe, and let's keep everybody around us safe.
Showing the shade on Saturday. First of all, to register for that, Burgerville and the Dalles before the cruise, I believe.
Yes, and then we also be registering up at Cirrhosis Park starting at 8 o'clock on Saturday morning from 8 to 10.
And when can people just go up, those who would just like to go and peruse the cars?
You can come up anytime after 8 o'clock to come up and start perusing the cars, and the vendors will be set up by then. They usually get there about 7, and I think the gates are going to open at 7. We got guys up there parking the rigs and taking care of all that. So, you can come up anytime after 8 and start looking around.
And I think you guys go till, about 3 o'clock or so, somewhere in there?
Yes. We have trophies around 2:30. We try to keep to a pretty good time level on that to keep everybody moving along. And it'll end by 3 at least. We won't try to go any longer than that.
And by the way, I think people, if those who visit this, they can vote on their. There's usually a best. A fan favorite, if you will.
Yep. I'm not sure how. I think this year the participants are voting on the top 10.
Right.
And then the members, we vote on the all the rest of the rigs.
Okay.
The many different classes. I think we have over 40 trophies this year that are really nice trophies. Steve Hudson came up with a design of a carburetor and with some goodies on it that really it's a trophy that you really want to have. So come and show your rigs, and you might get one, by golly.
Kerry Lauristen from the Mid-Columbia Car Club. Again, Cruise the Gorge coming up on Friday and Saturday in the Dallas area, and Sunday with the Due for Threshing Bee as well.
Yes. Thank you very much, Mark.
Kerry, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Hey, no problem. Thank you.
It is 8:26 in the morning. When we come back, we'll take a look at the news, tell you what's going on out there after this.
Let Asset, Advanced Security and Electrical Technology, introduce you to the cloud. No, not that kind of cloud. Cloud-based security systems. Do you know what the cloud is? To be honest, I'm just an announcer. I don't either. But the people at Asset, they're total experts. Cloud cameras, cloud access control, cloud intrusion alarms. How does this benefit you? It'll centralize data security, eliminate the need for on-premises infrastructure, make backup and recovery easier, and a whole lot more. Asset isn't a 1-800 number place that you call. They're a local company. They live here too. And if you need video surveillance, access control, fire alarms, you name it, Asset will help create it and install a security solution that's perfect for you, including cloud-based security. Asset, your local connection to the cloud. Just not that kind of cloud. To find out more, visit asetinc.com and stay local. Asset, Advanced Security and Electrical Technology.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
And we are back. It is 8:29 in the morning on Mid-Columbia Today as we continue along on this day. Take a look at what's going on in the news in the area. Of course, Grasshopper Fire official went into the night reporting no change in status. We're still waiting on the, of course, morning update, which probably comes sometime after we're done with this program. Fire last reported remained east of Highway 35. California Complex Incident Management Team 6 Operations Section Chief Anthony Raposa had said the fire intensity was expected to lessen as it neared the highway. He made that statement yesterday. Fire behavior analyst John Fisher had said the fire had pushed out of Badger Creek across Bennett Ridge. It was slowly backing down toward Highway 35. Yet everything above Lookout Mountain was holding, and all the fire is several miles away. Structural task forces completed triage around the Mount Hood Meadows Resort. Fire lines to the south and east continue to hold. Last official report we had on acreage was over 39,000, even though I'm seeing some notes this morning, not completely confirmed yet, but over 43,000 the acreage on that fire now. So there was some more growth again. And we don't have any evacuation level changes. Air quality. It was easing somewhat Wednesday evening, but those numbers, the air quality index numbers, have gone back up again today. As of right now, just looking at it in front of me here, lower Hood River Valley, kind of from the 250 range all the way up into the area of about 600. Mid-Valley from 350 to over 700 locations there. Upper Valley, you're getting, air quality of 1,000 and above on these monitors. So the air quality monitors, the west wind's supposed to help out a lot with this, but that's got to get really established here first. Hood River County Health Department advising people to limit their smoke exposure by closing windows and doors, staying indoors, or relocating to a cleaner airspace. Run an air conditioner, HEPA filter, or DIY air filter to clean your indoor air. If you must go outside, a properly fitted N95 mask can help and avoid outdoor physical activity. Smoke expected to decrease in the gorge as winds shift to the west into tomorrow, with strong west winds expected over the weekend. Air quality index information, you can get that. That map is updated constantly at smokereadygorge.org. Wasco County is entering into a memorandum of understanding with the Wasco County landfill to explore whether a private access road to the landfill is feasible. County Public Works Director Arthur Smith says heavy truck traffic to the landfill has exceeded the design capacity of 5-mile and steel roads in the intersection with Highway 197, accelerating road damage and driving up county maintenance costs. County Administrative Officer Tyler Stone says landfill owner Waste Connections would build, own, and maintain the road. While the benefits to reducing use of the county roads is a good reason to provide assistance. County officials emphasize the road access to the landfill has been an issue for a number of years and is not in anticipation of the facility ending up being a location for disposal of remains from the planned Portland Harbor Superfund cleanup. Clickitat-Skamania County has yesterday updated their primary vote counts. We can tell you there's only, for the Clickitat-Skamania County areas, only one race saw any sort of real change. That was in Washington's 3rd Congressional District. Republican State Senator John Braun now has about a 3,000 vote lead over Marie Glusenkamp-Perez, the Democratic incumbent. They'll both be on the ballot, obviously. Another Democrat, Brent Henrich, is in 3rd with over 28,000 votes. So you start to look toward the general election. While Braun has this narrow lead in the primary over Glusenkamp-Perez, that could go away very quickly. And again, of course, turnout was not particularly robust for this primary in the state of Washington. No other changes of note, and there'll be additional vote counts from Clickitat-Skamania counties and elsewhere in Washington later on today. Our current temperatures at this time, it is 68 in Stevenson, 71 in the Dalles, 70 in Hood River, 8:33 in the morning. Leah Lowe from Wasco County 4-H is next.
Hey, it's Zach from Del Carpine Automotive. You know those tall Sprinter vans that look like they could secretly double as apartments? Yeah, we work on those, and we know them really well. Whether it's your adventure rig, work van, or mystery mobile full of camping gear and snacks from 2022, we've got you covered. We're now just 10 minutes up the hill in our great new location in Hood River. Come see us. From Mercedes and Ford, big rigs to Sprinters, no jobs too big or small. At Del Carpine, we work on them all. Family owned and locally trusted.
Did you know Skyline Health in White Salmon has its very own sports medicine doc superstar? That's right, Dr. Ryan Petering trained at OHSU, cared for professional Nike athletes, and even spent more than 15 years teaching other doctors how it's done. From sporting injuries to arthritis, he's here to help you move better, feel stronger, and keep doing the things you love. Want to live life to its fullest? Step right up and visit myskylinehealth.org. Skyline Health, world-class care right here at home.
Mid-Columbia Today is a public affairs program of Bi-Coastal Media, Columbia River, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR and GorgeRadio.com. Now, back to Mark Bailey.
And welcome back at 8:35 in the morning. We expect Leah Lowe to be with us here momentarily. I know I got an email a few moments ago that she was going to be ready to go for that. I do wonder. Okay, I'm going to just... Here, not like live radio. I'm going to forward on to Cameron here a second phone number just in case. It's in the email I am about to forward to you here. There we go. Oh no, he's got her. Okay, he's got her now. All right. Live radio. Welcome to it, folks. Yeah. Well, we got fires and smoke going on, and all those sort of things. Are we ready? Okay, cool. This will even sound better on the podcast, by the way. People, you've told me people like listening to this sort of thing. Anyway, good morning to Leah Lowe from Wasco County 4-H. Good morning, Leah.
Good morning, Mark.
How are you doing today?
Oh, we're doing all right. How about yourself?
Oh, not bad. Just trying to breathe in the lower Hood River Valley right now is what we're trying to do here with the smoke we've got in the area. So, but anyway, is smoke impacting all your preparations as we talk about the fair in the Tye Valley area?
Oh, of course it is, but we're trying to take it one day at a time and just see what we have to deal with. Although there are some really reliable smoke maps, my crystal ball is not working to see what it might bring next week. So.
Well, I'm not sure any of us know what the next few days and weeks are going to bring in actuality. But having said that, we are in the midst of a Wasco County Fair time, about to get started next week down in Tye Valley. I assume I mentioned preparations with 4-H. Fair starts much earlier than when the fair actually starts.
Absolutely. As far as staff, we've been working on this for months to pull off all the little details. And so, rightfully so, thinking about having to adjust some things can be nerve-wracking for not only our contestants, our exhibitors, but their parents, families, and those of us that have our well-laid plans, right? So we are hoping the smoke clears and that we can proceed as usual. But there's so many small details that go into planning a fair. I honestly say this, I think planning my own wedding was easier than a county fair, right? That was a breeze because I'm used to it annually.
Well, you get to control that. There's a lot of things you can't control on this.
Very much so. But we really have an amazing group of parents and families in Wasco County, and when everybody's there for the kids, it makes making the best of it pretty easy. So how many kids do you have this year that are going to be participating down at the Wasco County Fair? That's a great question. I believe we're up a little bit. I want to say we're right around that probably 45 mark if we include our Clover Bud members.
Okay.
Those are our younger 5 to 8 year olds, but I think we're right around that 140 mark in total.
Does the nature of who participates in the Wasco County Fair, does it tend to lean toward agricultural type activities, or is it more across the board?
By far, our livestock and animal science programs are the most participated in at fair time. In fact, we really don't have any clubs that have just static, right? When I say static, I mean photography, cooking, etc. anymore. We don't have specific clubs for that. They are all livestock or small animal or horse clubs. And so we still have kids that do static projects on their own and submit them, but that's really shifted. So as far as kids that are participating at the fair, very much based in a 4-H club year-round, but very heavy on the livestock and small animal side of things.
Yeah. Is there one thing I've always noticed over the years, in watching the fairs in the region, not just yours but others, is that there are always there's certain types of livestock that are standard that you always see, but it always seems like there's also, from year to year, one animal that for some reason it really is popular as far as what the kids are raising. Is there one particular animal this year that is predominant at the fair?
Yeah, interestingly enough, a couple years ago I would have told you sheep was our most involved project as far as number of kids, but I think pigs are up this year. So more pigs, a few less lambs, but we also are quite a bit higher on steers right now, which is great, but also surprising because I think steers are by far the most expensive project to participate in, right? Just because they eat that much more. So I think overall our numbers are up in general, but hogs I think are the champions as far as numbers go for this year.
Okay, so pigs are popular this year. We now, at this point, we should talk a little bit about really, to me, for these county fairs, it's the biggest thing, and that is you've got the livestock auction. I think the livestock auction for Wasco County, the youth livestock auction, is going to be on Saturday the 15th.
Yep, at 3 p.m.
All right. So explain for people, what happens at this auction, for those maybe who aren't familiar, because I've witnessed the Hood River County one, and there'll be a lot of people there. It's a really big thing, and also it can be an emotional thing as well.
Hugely, right? And auctions can be very overwhelming if you're not somebody who's familiar with it. Hearing somebody on a mic talk that fast and folks hollering, I think that can make people feel like they maybe don't belong, and they are always welcome. So what is happening there is youth have participated all year. They have tagged an animal in March or May and said, I want to raise this as a market animal. And once we tag them and weigh them, the kids go forth and train these animals, feed them 2, 3, 4 times a day. These kids have put in so many hours of work ahead of time, calculating feed rations, making sure they're gaining properly so that they can sell an animal at the Wasco County Youth Livestock Auction. And they have to do all this because we have end weights that kids have to meet, right? And so if they make weight and they show these market animals and they get a red or a blue ribbon, they can sell them. So when you're attending the auction, it really is the cherry on top for these kids and their 4-H experience. And a lot of times kids are selling these animals so they can purchase one for the next year. But there's so many ways to participate. You can register as a buyer, and you could buy a whole animal. But I think a lot of people don't know that you can also put money as an add-on. So say, Mark, you wanted to put $100 or $20 on every kid that sold a pig, right? You can do that. Or maybe you want to put an extra $50 towards each kid who's, hogs sold the lowest or lambs sold for the least amount of money. You can absolutely do that. And then you can always donate money towards the pool. The pool will buy animals as well. So there's so many different ways to financially support the youth, and the money does go directly to kids in that scenario.
This also, it's a business learning experience for these kids, isn't it?
Very much so. Very much so. And unfortunately, just with how expensive everything's gotten, I think kids are putting money away. But oftentimes, if they have a red ribbon animal that doesn't sell for extreme premium price, they really are not making a ton of money. It's just enough to get started again the next year. So I think the days of, your grandparents or my grandparents saying they paid for college with their 4-H money is gone. Yeah. However, it still supports these kids in participating and making sure that they have the funds to continue if that's something that they want to do.
So you've got the livestock animals, obviously, with 4-H there, but you've also got, you've got, and you mentioned the clover buds, the little kids. You've got some smaller little animals there, don't you?
Yes, and on that note, the small animals are up. I love this. We are going to have like 8 or 9 turkeys at the Wasco County Fair. We're also going to have market rabbits, a couple pens of market chickens, and one of the youth told me she's bringing a specialty chicken. It's an Indio Gigante. I think that's how you say it. Okay. It's the tallest chicken breed in the world, so we'll have one of those down there, hopefully. But the small animals are really, really doing well compared to a few years ago. Participation's up. And clover buds, the younger youth, they can participate with rabbits or chickens. They can only participate with small animals, but they'll be down there just to share with a adult what they've learned this year. It's really just a experiential learning. It's not competitive for them, but it's still fun that they get to be a part of it.
Do you get down there? I know Hood River always seems to have a number of the KVs have been popular. We called them guinea pigs when I was a kid. Do you guys get much of that?
We have 2 KVs coming this year for 4-H. I believe there's some open class coming as well. So not a lot of KVs, surprisingly, but I love KVs and chickens and rabbits because I don't think a lot of folks know that, let's say you live in town and you don't have access to pasture to raise a larger animal. Small animals are a great way to be involved in 4-H when you don't have access to that land or a facility you might need to raise a larger market animal, right? So I really encourage folks to think about, if you don't think there's a spot for you in 4-H or you don't know how to get involved, small animals are a great way to do that.
Wow. I'm looking up these chickens, by the way, the Indio Gigante. They don't, they look like, I'm looking at a picture of one of these suckers. That's a tall chicken. The neck
They
is
look
huge.
like a dinosaur, right?
There's almost an element to that, yeah. I'm used to seeing chickens much more squat and wide. This thing looks tall and athletic. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I can't remember what the youth Alice was telling me, but I think she told me he was like 36 inches tall by 6 months old.
Well, apparently they can reach 4 feet, according to this. And I'm just looking at just doing a quick internet search. Wow! I have never seen one of these before. 3 to 4 feet tall, weigh up to 10 to 15 pounds, making them the tallest chicken breed in the world. So, sounds like people can check one out at the fair at Ty Valley next week. That is a wow. That I did not know about the Indio Gigante chicken, and that is it does say here also they are not. It actually describes them as an intimidating dinosaur-like size, but they're typically calm, docile, and curious. And it sounds like in a lot of ways they are. They kind of become pets, it sounds like, in a lot of ways. So, anyway, yeah.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, if you're afraid of chickens, he won't be roaming freely, but peek your head in the small animal barn.
That's interesting, admittedly. For those who may want to check out, when the kids show animals, etc., that's going to be going on really throughout the early part of the fair, isn't it?
Yeah, so Thursday is always Family Free Day, sponsored by the Dalles Disposal. That's our first day of showing, so all of the livestock and poultry will show on Thursday, August 13th, and then Friday is showmanship, and Saturday there is some shows going on, like the Large Animal Master Showmanship. That's always fun, but there's plenty to do. Come on out. Don't forget about the MPRA rodeo on Friday and Saturday night. We hope to see everybody down there.
All right, Wasco County Fair next weekend down in Ty Valley. Leah Lowe has been with us. Leah, thanks for doing this. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me, Mark.
It is 8:50 in the morning on MCT. We'll come back and begin to round out the morning after this.
If your car is dinged, dented, or damaged in any way, call Jack's. Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge. Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge is a family-owned auto body, collision repair, and paint shop. Jack's is an authorized dealer of Rhino Lining spray-on protective bed liners, too. We've been in business since 1969. So call Jack's. 296-9170. 296-9170. 621 East 2nd Street, downtown The Dalles. Jack's Body Shop and Rhino Linings of the Gorge.
Summertime brings a variety of delicious fresh fruits, and Casa El Mirador turns them into fabulous margaritas. Bring your friends and dine outside on their patio, order a margarita, and experience why they were voted best margarita in the Gorge. At Casa El Mirador, they use only the finest and freshest ingredients available, ensuring every bite is a Mexican delight. Casa El Mirador open every day 11 to 9 at 2nd and Weber in the Dalles. See their menu and order online at casaelmirador.com.
Coffee for Mid-Columbia Today guests is provided by Hood River Coffee Roasters, the Gorge's local coffee roasters, on Tucker Road on the Heights in Hood River.
When you host a show like this, you do tend to learn something new every day. I had never heard of the Indio Gigante chicken until moments ago on this program, and I'm betting you hadn't either. Cameron had not, I can tell. Boy, you gotta look at these things. They are impressive, to say the least. What really is notable is the neck. It's got a long neck. Long neck. Wow. I mean, I just wow. I was, if you yeah, Indio Gigante. It's basically spelled as it sounds. I mean, it's not like I've had a hard time to be able to tell what exactly is going on. But yeah, they're going to have one at the fair, it sounds like, in Ty Valley, at the Wasco County Fair. Nothing. I was just checking fire stuff here. There's nothing I've got to report that's new. If I wanted to throw out everything that Facebook's throwing out here with people that really it's hard for me to verify, yeah, I could tell you a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to do that because I'd say 4/5 of it I don't trust at all. Okay? At least 4/5 of it. Maybe more. Maybe a lot more. That, and I'm going to share this observation. And this is about the larger media, the Portland area. And part of it, there's a reason, because the fire is closer to the Portland area than most. But this fire didn't get a lot of attention from all these media folks, many who have, and some of whom have on the internet, political leanings one way or the other. It's not your KETUs of the world, things like that. I didn't see a whole lot of people commenting on this fire when you have when the threat was level 3 evacuations to Womack, Pine Grove, or Pine Hollow, Sportsman's Park. But then, when the wind shifted and the threat became, to the Mount Hood area, and not necessarily the town of Mount Hood, I'm talking about Mount Hood as in maybe Mount Hood Meadows, Timberline Lodge, etc. Wow, the attention went up dramatically. I don't know. I think where people live is a little more important. Not to say I don't think Mount Hood Meadows is important. I don't want to see it burned down. Don't get me there. But I don't know. I kind of think what the impact on people's lives being impacted is, to me, more important than structures. People's homes are more important to me than just buildings and whatever else is out there. I mean, I don't want to see any of it burn. It's beautiful country out there. But you've got all sorts of... I made the mistake. I started scrolling through Facebook for some reason, which I don't do. But I was just kind of... I do keep track of the Grasshopper Fire and Hood River County Sheriff's Facebook pages because notifications can come through that way. So we can pass it along to you. And boy, I started strolling through the stuff. It's like, my goodness. A lot of finger pointing now going on this, because now that it's a high-profile fire because Mount Hood's involved. Be careful out there when you're looking at stuff on social media in regards to this fire. Just be very careful. There's not a whole... if you just do a general search of the Grasshopper Fire, there's going to be a lot of stuff that really isn't credible. I'm just going to say it flat out, is not credible. Or is very biased to get a specific political message. And that's too bad. I think the focus should be trying to support firefighters, help people who are impacted by them with their homes, let people know what the smoke's like, things that we do. Okay, I just got that off my chest. Do I have one more break? I need to take it. We'll come back. We'll wrap it up for you after this.
Tune in weekday mornings at 8:05 and keep up with community events and issues with the Mid-Columbia Today Show on Mid-Columbia's news leaders, 98.3 FM and 1340 AM KIHR. Special thanks to our sponsors, Skyline Hospital and Del Carpine Automotive.
We're back at 8:58 in the morning. Tomorrow, going to talk animals. Dr. Mike Foss will be here from Alpine Veterinary. We'll have a few things to talk about. And my wife's giving me a dog question I need to have answered. So we'll do that as well. We will continue to monitor through the day on these stations what's going on. Noon news, we'll have updates as far as the fire, and we'll also have updates on the smoke in the area. Last report I had, Families in the Park is ongoing tonight, 7 o'clock at Jackson Park. with Dance Hall Days, the band, tonight. So a free event. You can go out and have some fun, and hopefully the smoke will dissipate in the area. Again, if the AQIs went up again early morning, hopefully they're going to go down. We're supposed to have the west wind kick in, blow some of this stuff out. Hopefully that'll happen. Unless you're on the podcast, of course, and maybe it's already blown out. At which point, I'm glad we got to the other side of it. We're done. For Cameron Eisenberg, I'm Mark Bailey. Talk to you again on Friday.
The Mid-Columbia Today Show is a public affairs presentation of Bicoastal Media Columbia River. The views expressed on the program are not necessarily those of the station, parent company, or of the sponsors. We welcome your suggestions for future shows. Call us at 541-386-1511. Listen to Mid-Columbia Today where you want. Follow or subscribe to Mid-Columbia Today wherever you download your podcast to get the show delivered every day to your mobile device.